Welcome to Mind Haven, where the fire burns softly, the rain falls gently, and every story has the power to change the way we see ourselves. Take a slow breath. Allow your shoulders to relax. Leave the weight of today outside this room. For the next few minutes, there is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to chase, only a quiet story, and perhaps a new way of understanding yourself. Have you ever wondered why you keep making the same promises, only to break them days later? Why you know exactly what would improve your life, yet somehow you don't do it? You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month. And before you know it, another year has quietly slipped away. It's easy to believe we're lazy, undisciplined, or simply not strong enough. But what if none of those things are true? What if the person standing in your way isn't your lack of motivation, but an invisible part of yourself trying to protect you? Imagine standing at the foot of a great mountain. Its peak disappears into the clouds. You know that reaching the top will change your life. But every time you take a few steps forward, something pulls you back. Not the mountain, not the weather, not the path. Something inside you quietly whispers, maybe tomorrow. You aren't ready. What if you fail? What if people judge you, so you return home? Not because the climb was impossible, but because the voice inside your own mind convinced you not to begin. Most of us believe our greatest battles happen in the outside world, with difficult people, unexpected setbacks, or unfortunate circumstances. But the longest battle we will ever fight is the conversation happening inside our own minds. The quiet words we repeat without even realizing it. I'm not good enough. I always fail. I'm too old. It's too late. I'm just not that kind of person. These thoughts seem harmless. They're only sentences, only passing ideas. But over time, they become beliefs, and beliefs quietly shape our reality. Imagine planting the same seed every day. Eventually, it grows. Our thoughts work exactly the same way. Every repeated thought becomes another root beneath the surface, until one day, we mistake that belief for the truth. But here's the beautiful part. If the mind can learn fear, it can also learn courage. If it can learn doubt, it can learn confidence. If it can repeat stories that keep us small, it can also create stories that help us grow. The mountain before us is rarely made of stone. More often, the mountain is built from fear, old memories, hidden emotions, and the stories we've been telling ourselves for years. Tonight, we'll begin climbing that mountain together. Not by fighting ourselves, but by finally understanding ourselves. Because sometimes the greatest breakthrough in life doesn't happen when we conquer the world. It happens when we gently quiet the voice that has been holding us back all along. Have you ever noticed that the greatest obstacles in life often appear just before something meaningful begins? The day before starting a new habit. We suddenly feel too tired. The week before launching a dream, we become filled with doubt. The moment we're finally offered an opportunity, we begin questioning whether we're truly capable. It's almost as if a hidden part of us is pulling the brakes. For years, many people believed this meant they lacked discipline. But perhaps the truth is far more compassionate. Perhaps your mind isn't trying to destroy you. Perhaps it's trying to protect you. The human brain was never designed to make us successful. It was designed to keep us safe. For thousands of years, safety meant survival. Anything unfamiliar could be dangerous. A new place, a strange face, a different path. The safest choice was the familiar one. Even today, our minds still follow that ancient pattern. Familiar feels safe, unknown feels risky. That's why staying where you are can feel strangely comfortable. Even when you're unhappy, think about that for a moment. How many people stay in jobs they no longer enjoy simply because they're familiar? How many remain trapped in unhealthy habits because change feels frightening? How many dreams quietly disappear, not because they were impossible, but because uncertainty felt heavier than regret? Our minds often choose familiar pain over unfamiliar possibility, not because we're weak, because we're human. Imagine living in a room for many years. Even if the walls begin to crack, even if the roof leaks when it rains, it still feels like home. Stepping outside into a beautiful new house can still feel uncomfortable at first. Growth feels exactly the same. Every meaningful change asks us to leave a version of ourselves behind. the version that played it safe, the version that waited for permission, the version that believed, this is just who I am. But here's something remarkable. Your identity is not a prison, it's a story. And stories can be rewritten every day. Without realizing it, we tell ourselves who we are. I'm always late. I'm bad with money. I'm not confident. I could never do that. The more often we repeat those words, the more real they become. Eventually, we stop questioning them. They become part of our identity. But imagine changing just one sentence. Instead of saying, I'm not disciplined, you quietly begin saying, I'm learning to become more disciplined. Instead of, I always give up, you say, I'm becoming someone who finishes what they start. Notice the difference. One sentence closes the door. The other leaves it open. Transformation rarely begins with changing your life. It begins with changing the conversation you have with yourself. Because your mind is always listening. Every word you repeat, every belief you reinforce, every story you choose to believe becomes another brick in the foundation of the person you're becoming. The question isn't whether you're talking to yourself. We all are. The real question is your inner voice helping you climb the mountain or convincing you to stay at the bottom? Now that we've begun to understand the voice within us, a new question quietly appears. Can that voice ever change? The answer is yes, but not through force, not through criticism, and certainly not by becoming your own enemy. Imagine meeting a close friend who has made a mistake. Would you tell them they are hopeless? Would you remind them of every failure they've ever experienced? Would you convince them they will never improve? Of course not. You would encourage them. You would remind them that one difficult day does not define an entire life. Yet many of us speak to ourselves with a level of harshness we would never use with another human being. And then we wonder why change feels so difficult. Real transformation begins the moment you become aware of that conversation. Not to judge it, but simply to notice it. The next time you hear yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, pause, take a breath, and gently ask yourself, is this a fact, or is it simply an old story I've been repeating? That single question has extraordinary power, because awareness creates space, and in that space, you gain something precious. Choice. You no longer have to believe every thought that enters your mind. Thoughts are not commands, they are visitors. Some deserve your attention, others simply pass through like clouds across the sky. Imagine sitting beside a quiet lake. Leaves drift across the surface. You notice them, but you don't chase them. Your thoughts can be treated the same way. Notice them, acknowledge them, then let them continue on their journey. Without allowing them to become your identity, the truth is, you are not your fear, you are not your anxiety, you are not your past mistakes. You are the person observing them, and that realization changes everything, because the observer always has the ability to choose a different response. Instead of asking, why am I like this? Try asking, what is this feeling trying to teach me? Fear often points toward growth. Discomfort often signals change. Resistance often appears just before progress. The mountain isn't trying to stop you, it's inviting you to become stronger. Not stronger through struggle alone, but through understanding. Each small moment of awareness becomes another step upward. Each gentle act of self-compassion becomes another piece of solid ground beneath your feet. You don't climb a mountain by looking only at the summit. You climb it, one careful step at a time, and perhaps the next step isn't something dramatic. Perhaps it's simply speaking to yourself with the same kindness you would offer someone you truly love. As our time together comes to an end, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Imagine standing at the foot of that mountain once more. Only this time, you see it differently. You no longer believe the mountain is your enemy. You understand. It was never placed in your path to stop you. It was placed there to reveal the strength you never knew you had. Every challenge you've faced, every disappointment, every fear has been shaping you in ways you couldn't see at the time. Just as rivers slowly carve valleys and tiny drops of rain shape mighty mountains, your quiet moments of courage have been shaping you all along, even on the days you believed you weren't making progress. Growth is rarely loud. It happens in silence. It happens when no one is watching. It happens every time you choose hope over fear. Every time you choose patience over frustration. every time you choose to begin again, even after you've fallen. Never believe that one difficult day defines your future. Never believe that one mistake defines your worth. You are not the person you were yesterday, and you do not have to become the person you hope to be overnight. You only have to keep moving. One small step, one honest conversation, one better choice, again and again. There will be days when you doubt yourself, days when the mountain feels too steep, days when your old fears return. When that happens, remember this moment. Remember that growth isn't measured by perfection. It's measured by the courage to continue. Perhaps, months from now, you'll look back at this quiet evening, the sound of gentle rain, the warmth of the fire, and you'll realize something beautiful. The mountain never disappeared. You simply became the person who could climb it. Because the greatest mountains we face are rarely outside us. They live within us. And once we understand them, they slowly become our greatest teachers. Thank you for spending this quiet evening with me here at Mind Haven. I hope tonight's story stays with you long after the fire has faded and the rain has passed. If this journey brought you even one new perspective, I invite you to join me again. In our next episode, we'll explore another timeless idea, another inspiring book, and another quiet lesson that has the power to change the way we live. Until then, take care of your mind, be kind to yourself, keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you here again at Mind Haven. Goodbye.